Hello, welcome to the new channel Startup Tools. So we are going to talk today about some tools, Airtable, that I love really, that I know since a few years, and I hope you will find it very useful also. But let me introduce first our channel. So what is the goal of Startup Tools? So the idea is that I want to show you all that I learned during the last year when developing my different startup. Why it is important to learn the best tool. So I think that in a startup you have the team, you have the tools, the software, generally online software, and if the team use bad software, even if it is very talented, it will lose some time. They will lose some time, and I think a good startup is an interaction with good tool, good mindset, and talented people. So for that, I think it's very useful to use the best tool on the market, but it takes time. Of course, when I'm working on my startup, sometimes I want to develop to use a different type of tool. I know that it exists some software on the market, but generally I delay the decision because it takes time to analyze each of the software. So now I will try to save you some time, and I hope you will find it useful. So thank you very much to follow my channel, and now we are going to start right now with Airtable. So why is Airtable important? So if you are used to use Excel or Google Sheet, probably you will enjoy Airtable. Airtable is more powerful than a spreadsheet. It's a kind different, so probably you will have a slight learning curve to understand it. If you are not a developer, probably you will have to understand basically what is a database, what is the advantages of a database by comparison with a spreadsheet. If you are a developer, generally it will be really easy, and you will probably find it very easy to do some stuff that generally are more complicated to do with tools specific for developer. So here we are in my account at Airtable, and you see that I have several bays already created. So in Airtable terminology, you create some bays, so like a database. So here I have several organization. Why? Because I created some bays, different type of beds during the last years, and I can organize them by companies. You can even move documents or a base from one organization to another. So an organization can match with a company. For example, if you work with a client, you create a base with him, you share some different base with him. You can share it base by base or at the level of the company. But you can also use the organization to organize the file by team. For example, if you work in product, you put all the bases that are related to product in a specific organization. If you work on development, in another base, and so on. So I created an organization for the channel, the YouTube channel, and here it's some demo base. So I will show you how to create a new base. You just click here. So here there is a random base that created with a color. It's not always yellow, sometimes it could be green or pink. Generally the UI is really enjoyable to use, so you will probably like also. And after you have the solution either to start with Google Sheet, either to use a template, or just by using the table that is already created. So probably I will start with a template to show you this time how to jump into Airtable. So we are going to find something about here we can see the list of all templates, and we are going to take one template that is used by the marketing team, so especially the content marketing team, and to schedule the blog post to be published. So here you can see that in this page detailing the template, I can see the full database of this template. So this is very handy with Airtable. You can embed your table where you want. So here they use it to demonstrate what's inside the template, but you can use it for your own sake on your blog, on your personal wiki, where you want to make it accessible. And people so discovering your base could, for example, copy your base, but this is an option also. So we are going to use it. We just click here, use template. So here it creates a template, it creates a base derived from this template, and I'm going to choose in which organization I want to create this base. So I add this base in my organization. It takes a bit some time to copy the data, and then you see it's another background because we created a new base. It's not the first one we see at the beginning. So I will just keep the explanation here. I will close also this panel because I'm done with the creation, and then I will close this. So here I am in the new base. So here you can see that a few differences with Google or Excel. So for example, this is quite handy, I think, because you have more labels than can be shown on screen, and you see that it's gracefully degraded, which is not always the case in Excel, of course. Here you have an image. You can click on the image and have it in a bigger format. You can click here and also edit it more conveniently with a bigger editor. Here the same. You can edit, by the way, all the line. Here you see you have a full form where you can see all the table as a form. This is particularly handy if you want to do some advanced editing feature, or if you want just to have it with bigger screen. You can comment on this row. So you see, contrary to comment on a spreadsheet, you are not commenting on a single cell, you are commenting on the whole row containing the name, the status, the headline, the subheadline, etc. So also we see an important distinction is that all the fields have a specific type. So here, for example, it's text. Here it seems like to be label. So you will see, I will demonstrate you this. For example, I will create a new column. So if I create a new column, I can choose which type I want to use for the column. Is it a small text, a long text, an attachment, an image, a checkbox, yes or no, a list of selection, collaborators, etc. There is really a lot of types available. I will just create a single line text, and I will create it just to demonstrate you the type. So if I copy a cell here and I paste it here, it works. It works. So it's not exactly what I expected. I will copy something like the username here. And it works also. It's because, yeah, I customize field type. Yeah, okay, I understand why. It's because I had no data in the column, so it used the last type, the only type, the type of the data I passed. But now I will convert this to text. So I don't want it to be some label, I want it to be some text. So you see that now my data is of text format. So now if I copy that, it will be transformed to text, as you can see. So a bit like what you are used for Excel. But we will see that for basically the label type, it's a type where you can define some predefined list of options. This is quite handy if you want your team to have consistent data and not create some label with different case or with little typo in the label. To have consistent label is very useful. The same for date, which is a specific format, the same for image, which is a specific format, and the same for this, which is a reference to another table. So we will talk, I will copy paste this just to demonstrate the transformation. Here it's just a name, whereas in this column it is a link to another table. So here we can see at the top of the screen that there are several table. One is the content pipeline, where you put your post to be published. The other is the campaign, where in which campaign you are working currently, and you even have the result of the campaign, and you have more table, I suppose. No, because this is this column is basically a link to the user. So if you invite other people to your base, you could reference them, and they are grayed out. Why? Because the team that created this template is not, of course, invited to your file. So I will not make the demonstration with that, but I will make a demonstration how you can link together the table. So here you have a campaign related content. So here you see that I have a column which makes the relationship between the campaign and the content. So in which campaign I'm going to use this content. If I double click on it, UK Village, I'm not really editing the campaign, I'm editing the content that we can see here, UK Village. I can show you, so it will be more clear. So I put UK Village modified. UK, and you see there is an arrow that links back to the collection, to the table where this content live. So if I just closed, you see that UK content modify is modified also in the original collection. So tab, sorry, table. So this is very useful because, as you know, making some relationship between some sheets in a Google Sheet or an Excel is quite difficult because you can move all the things around, and here it's really much more consistent. If you modify, you can modify it in the two ways. So you can modify in the campaign table or in the content table. It will modify in the two. You can add even some table, relation table. So if I want to list the campaign in which this content is used, so it is done by actually here. It's a kind of reverse reference. So here I can go back and see the campaign in which the content is used. So this reference is quite handy, and I hope you will find it interesting also for you. After, I will demonstrate you another aspect, which is the views. So in Airtable, you have basically one table of content with different columns per tab here, but you can display them in a different views. And a views is not a different type of content, it's just a different type of visualization. So if I'm here, I will show only the content with the date. So I suppose it's the due date, and you see just in another way, in a form of a calendar. But you can see it also by workload. So here it is grouped by people that work on the content. And you can see basically on which content they are assigned to. And this type of views are unlimited. So here you can create a view type grid, type form, type gallery, type Kanban. For example, if I want to display the content by in a Kanban, so I need to choose a file on which I need to find a file that will be the column of the Kanban. So here I will typically choose the status. Is it live? Is it in progress? And so on. So you see that here I see all my record by status, and I can even modify the record here. And if I go back sorry, I'm used to go there because at the beginning the feature was there, but they introduced this new icon here. So if I go back to the table, you see that the status will be changed also. So live, it is now live. It's the same, so very flexible. You can modify the same data with different views. And basically that is it. The view is defined by some. You can even if I create a view just to demo, I already create Kanban, but let's say I will add a bit more feature. Let's say I want to sort by something. So I want to sort by name, for example. So here I sort by name. It's quite powerful. If I want to show to customize the card, to add another information in the card, it's also possible. So you see, really, it's quite powerful. So you can use Airtable for many kind of stuff. You can use to track the content to be published on your blog. You can use it even for task management. You can use it to record the user feedback, and if you are doing some product. Really, it's very powerful. So thank you to have listened to my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will create your own base. So if you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment. And to create an account, I left a link in the description. So if you want to create an account with it, it will be a pleasure for me to introduce you to this tool. Thank you very much, and see you soon for a next review of a new tool for a startup. See you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.